Oh man, I finally finished reading the entire Holy Bible. It only took me 23 years, but now I know everything there is to know about being a Christian. Sorry to bust your bubble there, but there are hundreds of thousands of Christian books written. Hold up. You mean to tell me that other Christian people read the Bible and then wrote stuff about the Bible to help other people understand? Yeah, there's all kinds of books that you can study from hundreds of years of people studying the Bible themselves. Here's the thing, Pastor Micah. I'm not really a big reading and studying kind of guy. And I just did a lot of reading and studying in order to finish that Bible. But I don't really know if I want to go and finish some other books written by somebody from 2,000 years ago or even just 20 years ago. What if there was a video or something on YouTube or on Instagram or something like that I could go and watch and kind of get the idea of what that person's life was like and their role in the church and what it is that they were trying to say. Stay tuned! Me, I love reading a lot. People that don't like reading, I don't love. Okay, so not everybody likes reading and studying, and I get that. But we gotta learn about Christianity and Christian heritage and Christian history and all kinds of Christian stuff somehow. And there's no better way to learn about it through an entertaining and kind of funny video. So, today we're going to be learning about a guy named Augustine. This is Augustine. St. Augustine was born on the 13th of November, 354 years after Jesus died, so 354 AD. Then he died the 28th of August, 430 AD, in a place called Tagaste. It was the same place that he was born, Tagaste. He was a theologian, a philosopher, and a bishop of an area called the Hippo Regius. His parents were part of the respectable class of society, which means that they were slightly above the average of just being kind of poor and stuff, and actually had money, but not that much. He borrowed some money to actually get his education, but he got first-class, high-level education. He was actually the only one of the 3 children that his parents had to get education. He had 1 brother and 1 sister. He studied in Tagaste, which was his hometown, and then in a nearby university town called Madoros, and then finally at Carthage. A little bit of history here. Rome invades world. Rome invades world, which includes Africa. Africa, now part of Roman Empire. Africa, now under Roman Catholic rule. At this point in time, there is no such thing as the Baptist faith. There is only Roman Catholic. He went to Carthage and he taught there. He actually wrote a book about how great he was and his own merits and all kinds of things, but it got lost to history. Then at 28, he left to go to Rome. He landed a job as an imperial professor of rhetoric, which is kind of like an argument thing, at Milan. And then after 2 years, he returned to Tagaste, and at 36, he was forced to be junior clergyman in Hippo Regius. The junior clergyman was kind of like my job, really. It was like a pastoral intern. He was a really deep thinker, and he would write books at a very high theoretical level. He was well known for not only being able to write his books at a high theoretical level, but also his fiery sermons that he could give to practically anybody. He was made a presbyter in 391, and he became bishop in 395 or 396, but we're not really sure. Augustine had a very big idea, which was to reinstill Donatism into North Africa. Donatism was the idea that anybody that had sin in their lives was not worthy of working with God. The emperor completely rejected the idea that priests and clergymen were not allowed to have any sin in their lives at all. Augustine was excommunicated, or in other words, just kicked out of the church for trying to backsass a guy named Pelagius. Augustine died just before a bunch of barbarians invaded North Africa and started killing people left, right, and center all across the continent. So after giving up a good 3 minutes of your life to watch this video, you may be wondering, why is it that we have to study this Augustine guy anyways? What's so special about him? Is there some kind of message that God's trying to send us or something through him? Yes. Point 1. Augustine, like a lot of Christians that were big and famous, was a big sinner in his youth. But He became a Christian, converted, and then he wrote this big, long series of books called Confessions about all the things that he did when he was a kid. Point 2. Augustine was poor, and he was educated with borrowed money, but God still used him to massively influence the church. So, not only was he a sinner, a poor sinner, and a poor sinner using borrowed money to get his education that was kicked around by the Romans a whole bunch, but he was all these things, and he still managed to do things for God.
So remember, no matter how much of a sinner you are, you can always go back.
Well, that's enough about historical characters today. Now we're going to move on to the office of Evan Briggs, and we're going to discuss fun things, facts, what you should do with your life, and how to make this chair work. A duel between 3 people is actually called a truel. The name for the shape of Pringles is actually called hyperbolic paraboloid. There's a McDonald's in every continent except for Antarctica. Mr. Potato Head was the first toy to be advertised on TV. In South Korea, there is an emergency number, 113, to report spies. Snails have 14,000 teeth, and some can even kill you.
Okay, last fact. Do you know that over half of Icelandic people believe in elves? True. Look it up.
Wow. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed that. It was a little longer this time because there's, the start and everything. Now, we have one more challenge, and then we're going to be good for the day. And you guys can remember to go off and read your Bibles and things. Here's the final closing challenge. See if you can eat the same color food the entire day. So choose a color and only eat foods that are that color for the whole day. Thank you, and I will see you next time on 7 Minutes with Evan, talking about heaven.